Good morning and a very warm welcome to you. The biggest culprit in our life today, in these days, I think, is that it's become very, very hard to keep your attention in your control. Now, why has it become difficult these days? It's become difficult these days because there are many, many more distractions than we ever had. So, the price that we pay for not having our attention in our control is often feeling overwhelmed. So there is a purpose that we are supposed to fulfill in our job or at home or whatever we might be doing. But then there are these notifications, there is the pull of the social media. And if you look at our everyday life, there are circumstances always vying for our attention. So if your attention is scattered, what are the chances of doing intentional action? Number one. So when we are bombarded with so many sensations, so many sounds, and so many, things on the media and this and that and the other, is it surprising that we feel tired and overwhelmed in the evening when we go home? I've been talking to a lot of people and they would tell me things like feeling frazzled, unfocused, unproductive. Notifications, alerts, updates. So there are two followed. One, if we don't keep our focus on what we are supposed to do and what we are supposed to achieve, obviously the result is not going to come. No? And two, because of this so much pull and getting frazzled, our energy levels are going down, so we are drained out. I think you'll all agree with me when I say that. And according to this great management thinker, Dr. Shumantro Ghoshal, high attention, high energy is what we need to be a high producer in life. Having said that, what can we do to keep our attention in our control? One very simple thing that we can do, and many people do it, is that they set time blocks. That in that time, they decide that I will only do this in this time frame. For example, every morning from 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., I will only look at my emails. So they keep focusing on only that and they don't allow any distractions to come. So they have a fixed time for various activities that they're supposed to do. So with skillful time planning and a lot of discipline, you can keep your focus on what you are supposed to do. But you'll still find your own mind becomes a distraction sometimes. So people who wish to have high energy and high focus also learn how to improve their ability to keep their attention where it belongs. Now, as EMC members, we've done a couple of exercises in the past. You can classify them as mindfulness exercises. And they do them frequently. By the way, when I first did my meditation, I realized that the purpose of meditation is not really to put us into a state of bliss. The purpose was to allow ourselves to face an experience without any loss of power. And the second thing I realized is that we are able to do it because we don't let our mind, a practitioner of meditation does not allow his mind to get distracted very easily. A meditation practitioner lives mindfully. And first we'll understand that, and then we will do the exercise to take charge of our attention. It's a constant endeavor, by the way. You cannot be saying, okay, I've done this exercise today, and that's the end of it. Because the world is going to overwhelm you anyhow if you don't constantly practice the art of being present, being focused, and being mindful. So, what happens in meditation? When you start practicing any kind of meditation, your awareness goes very high. So you may say, how does that help? Simple. When you are unaware, you are not even aware that your mind is getting distracted. You're not even aware that how unconsciously you're getting pulled in different directions. When you're aware, then moment by moment, you know what your mind is doing. You're aware of what you are doing. So the first thing is, how do we keep our awareness level high? So we will do an exercise for that. Whenever you're feeling frazzled, whenever you're feeling like a feeling of overwhelm, that this is too much for me, then we can do that exercise. I will teach you that. The second is, when you become aware, you will also realize how your own mind is a distractor. Now, let us say something is happening to you at this moment. Things are happening to us all the time, right? Moment by 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 moment. It's going to happen, keeps happening. And the mind is constantly engaged in judging and classifying whatever is happening. It's automatic. I'm not going to get into what happens when we are doing that. Actually, I am going to get into that. So it's judging, classifying. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is bad. So when it says that something is good, it says, oh, how do I keep this and not lose it? And when something is classified as bad or classified as a problem, the mind immediately gets into a state of resistance, which is, oh my God, why is it happening? How can I get rid of it quickly? Now, when you are in that state, is your attention remaining on your intention or whatever it is that you wish to accomplish? No, because your mind has now shifted into, how do I get rid of this momentary distraction or something that is upsetting me or something should not be happening to me? And then we will justify it with the logic that until I get rid of this problem, I cannot do what I'm supposed to do. So is it true? Yes and no. Let's say that I'm doing a job and somebody disagrees with me, and our mind is immediately classifying it as, oh my God, this is bad. He's wasting my time. He's disagreeing. Why can't he simply agree when I've asked him to do something? Then what will happen? Because you're resisting that disagreement that the fellow is having with you, you'll get into an argument or you try to convince him. Now, if you were to notice that it's your resistance, actually making you waste your time more than what he's doing, then you might deal with it completely differently. How? You'll say, okay, I don't want to argue with you. Why don't you just try it my way? Let's see what happens. If my way doesn't work, we'll do it your way. Fine, finished, and get back to your job. But what do you need in order to be a person like that? You need to be aware what you're doing. So the moment you're aware, oh, I'm resisting this, I'm disliking it, I'm spending more time on it than is required, let me let go of it and get back to my job. Now you get it? Awareness will help you to notice the distractions of your own mind. I think the mind, our own mind, is the biggest distractor of them all. Have you noticed if the phone rings, you immediately want to pick it up? Like that Pavlov's dog who will salivate every time the bell rings. Aware. I will pick up the phone when I choose to. I will look at the caller ID and say, all right, does this need to be dealt with right now? Awareness. So we need to know how to be in a state of high awareness. And then we also need to know how to focus our attention where it belongs. So let me ask you a question. Now, guys, many of you have been with me for a long time. What are the exercises we do that would help you to raise your awareness? We've done them a couple of times, isn't it? Anybody remembers that?
You look at number of things.
Yeah, looking at different objects. Yeah, completely focusing on those objects one at a time. That is one exercise which will help you to raise your awareness. What is the other exercise that will help you to raise your awareness? Yes, Captain Saab.
A couple of more. So in fact, another one is you look at something, put complete attention on that. But
yeah, that is the one Hasina ji was talking about.
And I think she was talking about. Okay, but she said one after another, one after another. Yeah, that is one.
Yeah, it has to be done one after the other, no?
Yeah, right. Another one is seeing something, but you are thinking about or trying to put your attention on something else.
Yeah, consciously directing. So the exercise is meant to consciously direct your attention.
Yes.
So we'll do that exercise as well, given some time. Okay, Tanmay.
Sir, one of the exercises was conscious or controlled breathing.
Like not controlled breathing, taking 5 very deep breaths. Okay?
Yeah.
So every time you get frenzied and you want to recover yourself, take a long deep breath, hold for 2 seconds, exhale slowly, hold for 2 seconds, and then inhale. And when you do that 5 times, suddenly you'll find that your awareness has gone up. Beautiful. What else? The other one, which will constantly keep you in a state of high awareness, is if you develop the habit of being aware of your breath. If you are aware of your breath, you'll be surprised how much more present you'll start to be. You'll start to notice how much more attentively you will listen to people. You will notice how much you are aware of your own thoughts. So instead of something working in the background mode, if you know that this thought is getting into the wrong direction, you would immediately replace it with an affirmation. So this morning, before you all came, Hasina ji said that I keep getting these negative thoughts. Simple. When you become aware you are having negative thought, what do you think you should do? Look at different objects, or take 5 deep breaths, Or simply say the statement to yourself a couple of times: who does this belong to? Who does this belong to? Who does this belong to? Or if it becomes even more overwhelming, you can look at 50 different objects, one object at a time. And then once you know that your mind is saying this, negative thought is what? Your mind saying to you something negative. Oh, something bad is going to happen. I don't know if they'll agree with me. Whatever we do, somebody is going to have a objection to it, and blah and blah and blah. So what do? Replace it with an affirmation. You remember yesterday's affirmations? If you have forgotten them, just go to the channel, look at that video. Yesterday's video is very useful for that. So the resource is available to you. Now I'm going to see, since you know all those exercises and they are available on the channel, there's no point me doing it again. What we will do now is something very interesting. So all of you, please close your eyes and take a deep breath and relax. Take a very deep breath. Pull it in. Allow your abdomen to expand as you are breathing in. Your chest will expand, your abdomen will expand, and then slowly leave it out. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you sit there silently, notice if there is any restlessness in your body. Just relax. Just be aware, you don't have to do anything. If there is restlessness, let it be there. You don't have to control it. If you try to control it, it will become worse. And take another long deep breath. Let go and relax. Now be aware of yourself. First thing I want you to do is to become aware of your thoughts. What is your mind doing? What is it saying to you right now? So now let it do what it's doing and become aware of you being inside your body. A lot of us do not make the distinction that I'm not my body, I'm not my mind, I'm not my emotions. I am an energy being who's residing in this body with the kind permission of this body who has been serving us for so many years. So become aware of you in your body. Like you are in your house, be aware that you are in this house called the body. Better to call it a vehicle. I'm in this body to experience the human experience on planet Earth, but I'm in this body. Now start to experience your body from the inside. Now, imagine if you were air inside a balloon. If you are the air and the body is a balloon, and your being, your consciousness is pervading right through every cell of this vehicle called the body, and you're peeping out of the windows of this windscreen of this body called eyes, And you got these sensors called ears. You've got this CPU called the brain. You've even put an artificial intelligence to manage this body automatically. And just be there, aware of you inside the body. Now allow yourself to expand outside the body. Just let go of all your logic and everything. You're in the body, and now slowly you're just expanding. Like the air, which goes in all directions, you're just expanding and expanding and expanding. Now you become bigger than the body, and you're just going on expanding in all directions and slowly filling up the entire room in which you are right now. And you please continue to expand. Just let go and expand to fill up your entire house or bungalow or flat, wherever you live. And just continue to slowly expand in all directions. You are no longer limited by the body, and you're just expanding in all directions. You're filling up the entire building. You're expanding and filling up the entire colony. And you can see your house. You can see your room in the house. You can see yourself there. And you're just going on expanding and getting like an aerial view. You're expanding in all directions. You just go on expanding, and you're filling up the entire city, and you can see the whole city. You are the city, and you're just going on expanding and no limits. You just let go, and you're just going and going and going and going and going and going through the city, through the continent, and you're going on expanding. You're just going on expanding even beyond planet Earth. You're expanding beyond the moon. You're expanding throughout the solar system. And you're just going on expanding and expanding and expanding. You as an infinite being are expanding to fill up the entire galaxy, the Milky Way. And you're just going on expanding. Just let go your mind chatter and just allow yourself to let loose and expand to fill up the entire universe. You are now the entire universe. Experience your infinite self. Experience your formless self. A consciousness that pervades throughout the universe, and then experience that awareness of being the entire universe, and then now slowly start coming back to your human experience. You and I made a choice to be in this body and have this human experience. So slowly come back to our galaxy, to our solar system, to our planet, to our continent, to our country, to our city. To our colony, to our home, to our room. And we see the body that we live in over there and get back into this body. And now start to experience your body from the inside. start experiencing this body in which you live, this infinite being who's chosen to live in this body to have this human experience. And again, be aware that you've chosen to be in this physical body. You've chosen to have this central, your computer called the mind. You've chosen to have these sensors called the emotions. And since you have chosen to live in this body, it is your duty to look after it. And since you have chosen to be living in this human experience, it is your duty to make the most of it. After all, you've come here to experience it. Not only to experience what you like, you've come here to experience all those experiences which you never experienced before in any lifetime. Are you going to be limited by your knowledge from previous lifetimes and your likes and dislikes from whichever lifetime you came with? Do you want to repeat the experiences of other lifetimes in this lifetime? Or do you want to have a unique experience? As an infinite being, are you willing to explore possibilities from that point of view, the point of view of an infinite being, or are you going to be driven by this small, tiny little fellow living in this body? What if you live in the state of awareness that you are capable of as an infinite being? What if you're able to tap into the unlimited resources that you enjoy, knowledge and everything that is already available with you from lifetimes? Now, as you're experiencing yourself being in your body, just get some movement into your body. Move your fingers, move your hands. Wriggle your nose. Rub your hands together, and whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Now, this is an exercise very, 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 very easy to do. You can do it anytime. You can even experiment with, as you go about what you're doing, be in that expanded state. It's a matter of awareness. And when you're in that expanded state, you will see yourself, like an observer. And this observer will be aware of what the mind is doing and what the body is doing automatically. You can do this exercise any number of times, and the more you do it, the more you will discover that you are able to live in that expanded state. You don't have to be in a contracted state. You can be in the expanded, inclusive state. See, when you are expanding to your infinite levels, you realize that it's all you. There is no I and they, and it's not me versus the world. It's all mine. You may realize that you and I are the creators of our own experience. You may realize that you stopped resisting and reacting as much as you normally do. You may start to realize that you're a much more powerful being than you ever thought you were. Okay, guys, so if you all are ready, you can open your eyes now. So thank you very much for doing this exercise. And if there's anybody who wishes to say something about the exercise, but please don't give judgment, oh, it was a nice exercise or it was not a nice exercise. That's not what I'm asking for. I know it's a very nice exercise, right? But what did you experience while you were doing it? Or what realizations you might have had as you were doing it? Yes, Malika ji?
When I go above the sky, that is, I feel emotionless state. No emotion. I was enjoying the nature, the cosmic energy.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Today I was not feeling well, so this exercise gave me more energy to me. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Yes, Tanmay.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful experience. I just had a free trip to the outer space and back, and it was awesome experience. Felt relaxed, and also I so relaxed that I was sleepy. You could see me yawning in the recording. Very, very powerful and energizing experience. Thank you, sir.
Okay, very nice. Thank you very much. Kasa Zai.
On a lighter note, we should do it for Elon Musk so we can take him to Mars and get back without
wasting money on all this.
this or this.
But then you see, the physical body still need to go there, no?
Yeah. Just on a lighter note.
Thank you so much. For everybody, this is you allowing yourself to expand to your infinite self and experience yourself as the infinite being that you are. That is the purpose of the exercise. And everything else you get is a fringe benefit. And start thinking, if I'm an infinite being, then would I be reacting the way I react? As an infinite being, would I waste my time in judging all the time? So good. Guys, have a wonderful day. And let us see what surprises the day throws at you today. And experience it fully. Remember, every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of ourselves. And remember,